Well, it is Book Club Monday, and this month's selection was from Dane's Books and Gifts in Covington, who picked Blood Ties by local author Anthony Parr. The murder mystery details the story of Ada Piku chasing down the man who killed her family. In the end, she has to choose between vengeance or love. And since it's the last day of the month, we are going to be joined right now by Anthony Parr to discuss the book and life as a local author. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a tremendous honor. Well,
I really enjoyed finishing the book on the plane flight back from Cabo, where I was helping my cousin get married. It was a perfect book for Halloween. It's got that little creepiness to it. I gotta ask you though, like, where is your Western background from? How did you know so much about that?
Well,
in addition to the swamp.
Well, thank you. I have a background in history. I have a degree in history. I have a passion for history, and I want to be accurate. I want to be respectful of the material, and so I put a lot of effort into making sure that what I put down on paper is appropriate. So, and I have a lot of passion for it. I've read a tremendous amount of Zane Grey and Louis L'Amour, and of course played the Red Dead Redemption games, and it just felt right.
Yeah, no, I think it was a really cool way to bring in something else, but also still keep true to those Louisiana roots. Because now, am I saying her name right?
Ada Piku.
Piku, okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so Ada Piku was originally from Louisiana, but she makes her way out west, kind of chasing down the preacher, the man who killed her family. One thing I loved, especially as a mom of 5 daughters, is that Ada is like a tough girl.
Yes.
She is such a strong female character. Can you tell me why you chose to make such an independent, strong female character?
Well, as far as Western tropes go, I think we haven't seen enough of that. I think what I appreciated in all of the Louis L'Amour and Zane Grey books were strong characters, but being in Louisiana, I wanted to sort of take that, put it in a pot, throw a little Louisiana spice into it, and make something new. And so that's mainly why. Plus, honestly, I know a lot of strong women, and it just felt appropriate again.
Being from around here, I can see why you might know a lot of strong women. Okay, another thing, now that I have you on the couch, I've got to ask you all kinds of things. The big tease of the book was whether or not she was going to choose vengeance or love. And so the whole time I'm flipping, page after page. When is that moment going to come? And it really comes at the end. I mean, it was the very end of the book. And I'll tell you guys, if you didn't end up reading all the way through to the end with us, it's a cliffhanger.
Yes, it is.
There's more to this.
Yes, and I have those right here, second and third of the trilogy, which I'd like to give you today.
Oh, you are so sweet. Yes. Because
yes.
I felt like, okay, so for those who did read along with us, she does choose vengeance. But it's not that she's choosing it and not choosing love. She's just not choosing love right now.
Not yet, right.
And,
right.
and part of me hopes somewhere in the second or third book, she does get back to that love, because I think that boy really liked her.
He really does. Absolutely.
He really does. And she deserves that after everything she's been through. So that was my last thing. Are there other books to the series? Obviously they are. Are there going to be more, or is it a trilogy and then you're done?
That right now is a trilogy. I'm done. However, I have written a children's series about 2 orphans from France.
Oh, wow.
Also being raised in the West. Again, I like to do things a little bit in the Highland style, Stranger in a Strange Land, taking different elements. I have also written a ghost story with Pioneers.
Oh, that would have been great for this month too.
Well, I wrote it this month. And a romantic comedy that takes place outside of San Francisco. So
okay.
All of these elements, I like to bring it all together and create something new and interesting and fun and flavorful.
Have you always known that you wanted to write?
I've written my entire life, but it wasn't until I retired from special education that I actually did it full time. And so, yeah, I sort of did, but didn't jump in until recently.
What's that like, having a full-time job as an author?
It's tremendously overwhelming. It's a little weird. I'm used to a bell schedule. I'm used to a very strict and regiment schedule. And this freedom is a little overwhelming, but it's wonderful. And everyone is very supportive. I thought I was going to be alone in a room writing by myself all the time, and I'm not. I've met a tremendous amount of kind and supportive people who have made it so fulfilling.
Well, I enjoyed the book, Anthony. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
For the next 2 of the series. I've got more to read. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. And I think as an avid reader and writer, it's wonderful what you're doing, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Okay, thank you so much.